Top 3 questions I get asked on this channel. What does the Amazon Relay load board look like? How do I book loads? And when I book those loads, how do I stay so local? These are the relay rates for Saturday, November 25th.
Let's get into those SoCal relay rates.
All right, let's get into this load board. As always, I'm gonna put chapters in this. Gonna do 53 up front. Actually, I'm gonna do recommended up front, then 53, then 26, then we'll take a look at some spot capacity. So let's take a look here. Let's get into this load board. Recommended loads. Keep in mind, this is day after Black Friday, so while everybody's at home typing and clicking and doing all this ordering, this is where we're starting to see some of like the fallout from that. So, recommended loads later today: Sand 5 53-foot trailer provided going up to Poway, $4.79 a mile, $2.11 payout. San Diego going to San Bernardino, stop in the middle. They have you stopping in Ontario, probably taking, yep, loaded trailer there from San 3 to Ontario, and then I'm betting you're taking an empty empty going over to San Bernardino. 26-foot box truck, $956 payout. Not bad. The rate per mile, $2.41. I mean, okay, but 5 stops going from San 5 to Dib 5, Dib 5 to San 5. Oh, see, this is where they always throw me off. See how it goes 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and then 3 to 5. That's a little bit confusing. Where's stop 4? So San 5 going to La Quinta, and then returning back to Chula Vista. Willing to bet these are all post office locations, except the ones that are like San 5, Dib 5, that type of stuff. Strange though when they do 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and then 3 to 5. I wish they wouldn't do that. 6 stops, staying in San Diego, 26-foot box truck, $7.04 payout, $3.24 a mile. Here we go, same thing, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and then 3 to 6. Let's see where stop 3 to 6 is. So starting at San 5, heading up to Irvine, going to San Clemente, and then coming back to Shoreman Place in San Diego. I wish they wouldn't do that, I really do. San 5 ending up in Pine Valley, $670 total payout. Same thing, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and then 3 to 6. 3 to 6 is San 5 to San Diego, to San Diego Bernardo Center Drive, and then ending up in Pine Valley. Let's jump into those 53s. There has been a ton of work. Let's see here. Let's look at how many loads total are coming out of Otay. They have 31. Let me turn that auto refresh off. One thing I always like to do, it started sorting these by relevance. I don't know whose relevance that is. I always like to change this to price per distance highest. So top money coming out of San Diego is that one tonight going up to Poway, just a one-way. Betting that's a loaded trailer. Yep, loaded trailer. Stopping in Poway. That wouldn't be a bad way for me to get home. I'm like 10, 12 miles the back way from Poway to my house. HSD2 to Paris, I bet you that's an empty for 408 a mile, 417 payout. That is taking, yep, empty trailer from down here in Otay, HSD2 up to, where was that, to Paris. A bunch of those going to Paris. See how these vary from, see how they have basically the same. These are almost identical loads. One's leaving at 733, 726, 726. They're probably using that top one. I mean, who's going to book it for 379 a mile when you could book it for 408? They're probably using that top one as a feeler to see what that goes for, and then they'll bump the others accordingly. Let's say you're in San Diego and you want to go distance highest. Like if you want to do OTR, distance longest. They have one going, 3 stops going to Aurora, Colorado, but just $1.49 a mile. Let's see where that other stop is. XLA2, so going to Chino. So from San 5 to Chino, you're taking an empty trailer, and then I'll bet you this one to Denver is going to be, yep, it's loaded. Here's an interesting one. I mean, if you wanted to go far but end up in San Diego, San 3 to San 3, 5 stops. I typically don't do these multi-leg trips, just because if they cancel a leg in there, they'll start reducing the payment on that. So, you know, like let's say you sign up for 5 trip or for a 5-leg tour and 2 of them are canceled, you will, this one says it's going to pay out $1,344. If they cancel a leg in there, they might reduce this down to like $1,200, $1,100, even though you showed up. And they don't, you know, if they cancel a leg, it can end up reducing the payment. That's why I typically will either do like one ways, like A to B, or I'll do a round trip where it's like A to B to A. Here's a couple going up to Stockton for $1.37. The trick to this load board is patience. I do make okay money just staying here in town, but in order to do that, I watch the load board for probably 40 to 60 hours a week. And it's not like I'm just sitting here watching it. I kind of have it going in the background of my life, and that's how I'm able to string these nights together. I'll sit and I'll wait and I'll watch and I'll say like, okay, let's book this load, and then what can I build off of that? So, you know, one reason I kind of made this into longer content, I kind of got away from doing the load board videos, is if you look at just the load board for 60 seconds, that's really worthless. You know, looking at it for a longer period of time, I mean, everybody wants to say work smarter, not harder. Well, this is how I do it. I watch the load board for a long time. That's my smarter place so that I can drive less and work less hard when I'm out here in the truck. But yeah, the trick to this is just patience. I'm not sure this shows up in a 5 to 10 minute relay rates video. Anyway, I'm rambling here. Stockton, $1.39 a mile. I mean, you can see these, so like, I mean, this is a perfect example. Furthest distance on here is paying less than $1.50 a mile. If you switch this around to where's the money at, price per distance highest, it is in these short little trips. San 5 to Poway keeps you in town. You're not crossing any scales. You string together 3 to 5 of those in a night, you can come out of your night with over $1,000. You go to Denver, Colorado, or Aurora, Colorado, you're gonna be making probably less money doing that far distance. Anyway, enough about that. Let's jump into 26s. 26-foot box trucks leaving San Diego, SD box truck. Soonest to leave, 7:30. So look at this. This one has urgency. This one's leaving in about less than an hour. They're willing to pay $4.74 a mile for it. Looks like it's ending in San Luis, I'm guessing Obispo. No, I'm sorry, San Luis, Arizona. Probably saying that wrong. It's probably San Luis. So yeah, head over to Arizona for 3 stops, $4.74 a mile. Here's San Diego to San Clemente, 3 stops, $3.48 a mile, $4.37 payout. San Diego, 1 pick, 1 stop, ending in Yuma for $7.42, $4.03 a mile. Out to Calexico for $3.51. Here's another one going to Yuma, 1 pick, 1 stop, $7.42. Tonight at 1:20 in the morning, going to Laguna Niguel, stop in Orange, California, and then Laguna Niguel. Let's take a look at spot capacity. Spot capacity has been crazy lately. 218 this morning. I got this one going from San 5 to Poway to San 5. They're offering 300. They've started coming down on some of these rates that they offer. I know I took that last week for 500. They held on to it. I've actually seen it go as high as like 750. So it's good to know your area and know what they're sending stuff for. But 300 is kind of low for that, especially on spot capacity. 132. This one came in. This one actually looked decent. This was a San 5 going to Vista and then ending up in San Bernardino. It was a loaded trailer up to Vista and then an empty trailer from Vista to San Bernardino. They're offering 900. They did send this a couple weeks ago for like 1100. So again, pays to know your area. Another 128. This one was going from San 3 to San 5, DSD 1 back to San 5 for 350. On those 4 stops, I'd be willing to bet they'd double that to 700, especially on spot capacity. Let's see if there's any 26. Here's a 26-foot box truck. Came through last night at 12:36, ending up in Cabazon. Starting at San 5, 2, 3, 4 stops, ending in Cabazon for 970 for less than 200 miles. Don't know box trucks. I include them for completeness, but I don't know what they would go up to that, what they would go up to on that. Another 26-foot box truck offer going from San Diego to San Luis or San Luis, Arizona, however you say it. Here's 207 miles for $11.50. So staying on top of that spot capacity is important. What I'm doing today, shuttle hostler shift. You can hear the noise in the background. That means I got work to do and I got to get to it.